in the bantamweight division, you have two title defenses, right? So Sean O'Malley is one title defense. Umar Nurmagomedov is another title defense. Two young, really, really good guys. So it's like you've already taken out two young, good guys. Cory Sandhagen comes from this spot where you got the title shot against Petr Yan, but that was like an interim title shot back in 2021. He's come so close to getting the title shot, but always failed to win the fight that led up to that moment. So you got a dude who's got a ton of experience right here in Sandhagen, but people optically, just when they think about who is the Sandman, they don't think winner, in my opinion, right here. Now, Merab, listen, the resume speaks for itself. Lots of wins in a row right here, brother. You can't knock that. He has a style right now that people don't think he's very good. They just think that his style is very, very good, right? I'm curious to know, is Merab a legendary, once-of-a-generation style athlete, style champion, or has not the right technical guy come across to be able to shut down his style? Because I think there is always a style to mitigate someone else's style, just no one's been able to do it to Merab yet.
That's an interesting question, Derek, because if you think of the style of Merab, it really is just like pressure, right? He's a machine. That's why they call him the machine. I mean, no shit. Like this guy, he is going to keep that motor going the entire time. How do you stop a motor from going, Derek? You seize it up. You just straight up KO, knock him out. Other than that, there's not really, and I'm trying to think of like, is that a fight style? Just having excellent conditioning. I mean, it wins.
Yeah.
It absolutely is hard to beat, but everybody can get there. It's just this guy works harder than everybody else. So he's got to find somebody that outworks him and then outfinds those moments in which he can get it done. And the dangerous thing about Sandhagen, yes, he might not have the acclaim with the crowds. He might shoot himself in the foot every chance he gets, but he does have the potential to mix the fight up, find those moments, maybe not starch KO Merab Dvalishvili, but he can provide the moments that a lot of people haven't been seeing, right? Merab, even when he gets touched up, Marlon Vera, Sean O'Malley, like if he's getting hit, he's still not affected. But we have seen Cory Sandhagen really put people on skates, get him noticed, and then be able to work his magic. And if Cory Sandhagen, as long as he can not overextend or get controlled and then not be able to get away from him, he has a good chance to make some huge moments in this fight.
You know, this is going to sound a little silly, but there's a guy that reminds me a little bit of Cory Sandhagen just in his danger level that I think is the last guy that really put Merab in dangerous water, fight-ending territory, and that's Marlon Moraes. Marlon Moraes had Merab on skates back in 2021, right? And he ended up losing the fight because he's Marlon Moraes and he went on a skid of like 7 straight like knockout losses or something, right? But I think Cory Sandhagen has the ability to land that one shot. Now the problem is he's already broken it down psychologically, right? Cory Sandhagen has suffered from being over aggressive to being too timid to thinking too much about it to fighting into someone else's fight style, and I just don't know if he'll be able to put it together. Whereas Merab, you know, he's going to bring it every single time. Same game plan, and it just works. But I do think the flying knee that he hit Frankie Edgar with, or a long kick because he has such long range like O'Malley, right? If you just hit it on the button, that's the sniper. But again, you know what I mean? When you got a dude who's agile and a honey badger out of hell or something like that, man, the sniper might not always be accurate in that spot. So I feel like there's not much to break down here, man. It's pretty simple. Cory Sandhagen is super skillful. When he gets taken down, he does get back up. But Merab is over here fainting, talking about, I'm going to knock this dude out, and I just want to stand with him. And it's like that probably realistically is not your best bet to fight Cory Sandhagen, but I think it's just promotion. I want to know, because none of this else matters. I just want to know, how do we make money on this fight? The totals, 4.5 rounds, minus 370 is super steep. It's pretty steep, but I think it's banking on the traditional Merab win that we've seen with the last handful of people that he has fought. Do you envision this fight playing out that way? Do you envision Cory Sandhagen coming in here and just getting steamrolled like everybody else has?
Yeah, Derek. Unfortunately, I was going to try to play devil's advocate for a second, but no, I mean, the way Cory Sandhagen fights, he needs to be able to find those big moments, and we just haven't seen anybody do that against Merab, like you said, since 2021. Really have him sitting there seeing stars, trying to find and trying to stay safe. Merab is always going to control the fight, and Cory Sandhagen, at least as of late, hasn't shown that same pop, that same athleticism, that same like star-studded making moments that we have seen in the past. So there's a lot that has me questioning if Cory Sandhagen is still on the path to gold, right? Like he's don't get me wrong, great guard keeper, great gatekeeper, but the time I feel like has passed Cory Sandhagen by, and that's where it's hard to make money on him in this fight. Now, going back to the first question, Derek, I do like, man, because there's a lot of big numbers right here, minus 330s, minus 500s, crazy things like that. But Merab by points, minus 195. That's the best way for him to win. It's the best odds right here that he has. I mean, are you taking a near minus 200 on a Merab, who's what did we say earlier, a minus 440 favorite going into this fight?
I'm not taking that. I would definitely go Merab by points, or no, I'd go Merab by no. Actually, no. I don't. I'm not. I'm staying away from this fight. And here's the reason why. Because Merab, as we've seen, okay, so let's actually take a look, man. Because, like, okay, you submitted O'Malley round 3. Umar, you had to gas him out in order to win. A lot of decisions prior to that. But I think that fight that we saw with Sean O'Malley just signaled to me a little bit different in Merab, where it's like, all right, I'm not just trying to make you tired. I'm actively looking for a finish when it's opportunistic right there. I think Cory Sandhagen is going to have no choice but to be aggressive to where he puts himself in some bad defensive spots. But I will say, if there is a bet, if you have a couple dollars to spare, there's one play, AJ, that I would like to put out there into the ether. And let me let the cat out the bag first. Consensus pick right here, and still Merab, right? That's the pick, right? That's the pick. But if there's one bet I want to put out there into the ether, Cory Sandhagen by submission at plus 2,500. I want you guys to just think about it. Just think about it. $5 banks you a pretty healthy amount right there, right? But the reason that I say this is because what is the one style that we've yet to see people really try to put on Merab that can put him in the most danger? I think it is jiu-jitsu. And Cory Sandhagen, even though he's not really known for it, if you look at the fight that he just had with where he just popped his knee, Deiveson Figueiredo, right? Davison, he admitted it. He's like, Davison fought kind of weird. I couldn't really show off what I wanted to show off, but he put him into a 50-50 spot. Davison Figueiredo didn't know how to properly stand up from that spot, gets his knee popped. I don't see Merab being a super technical jiu-jitsu guy who knows the right escape and the right. I think he's just like an athletic force of nature who's going to just use his durability to power out of things. I think Cory Sandhagen could potentially put himself in a position where he pops Merab's knee, and now you're fighting on one leg, and now you're immobilized. Like, I can see him going all out saying, like, I don't know if Cory Sandhagen gets another title opportunity after this fight. I just want to put that one out into the ether. Cory Sandhagen submission plus 2,500 is something to think about. But yes, the pick is Merab Dvalishvili, and I'm actually really confident on that. That's just like the one vision in my mind that I see of Sandhagen really mixing this thing up. What do you think?
I like where your head's at, Derek, and a couple things came to my mind instantly when you said it. The only loss by finish that Merab has is by submission. And what happens to a guy when you're used to just steamrolling everybody, you're the machine, you're the cardio machine. Nobody's able to even get close to matching that kind of pace. But then you start getting controlled. Then you start getting dominated. Things start spiraling out of control. You were in an urge to get back to where you were, so you quickly make a mistake. Sandhagen is very, very prone to capitalizing on those mistakes. I like it, Derek. Folks, you got $5 on that plus 2,200, man. That's a cash all day long. And like I said, I'm rolling with Merab on this fight, but if there's a way for Sandhagen to win, I like it.
That's it. Again, another parlay piece is Merab, I would say realistically right here. And maybe you pair him up with this next fight that we're going to talk about